All right, so today's video, we're watching a Gold 5 tank on PC playing some Wrecking Ball on Midtown. They say, I felt as though I was doing pretty well, but a few moments after our team lost the first team fight, I was asked to swap. I one-trick Wrecking Ball, so I did not. During defense, I had a ton of objective time with the Echo on my team, continuously flamed me throughout the entire push. Before attack, both DPS said I was throwing, and that we might as well not bother because we weren't going to win. We ended up doing quite well, but throughout the whole second half, I continued to get flamed. One really funny quote was, "You are so crap that they don't even think you are an enemy." I'm quite proud of getting a gold while one-tricking ball. I would love to continue to go up. I know I can improve things like mechanics, but what should I do in a situation like this, where teammates don't see the value I am providing by stalling and creating space? I noticed that the enemy Reaper was giving them a lot of trouble, but turning away from 4 enemies to help my team in a 4v1 seems like a bad trade. Thoughts? Okay, well, I guess we'll see how your Wrecking Ball played, if you're creating enough space, etc. Let's just find out. Here we go. Remember, Chad, it's something you can do now recently with, like, the retractable thing. You can kind of just hold up on high grounds like this at the beginning. Here it is. So it's like a free pile drive, basically. And you have a grapple right away. Not a bad pile drive. So far, so good. You did exactly what you're supposed to do as a ball. Distract them, push in. So far, so good. Got some good overshields. See, like, just to kind of pause, and so people understand. So far for Wrecking Ball, that was pretty good. Like, right there, that whole sequence was pretty good. Held them in spawn, got 50% ult charge. You know, kept them at bay. So, like, your teammates dying there is definitely not on you. That's on your teammates. Like straight up. So, if, like, they're already angry about that, that was straight up on your teammates. Because, like, you didn't, like, they just got rolled. Like, that was it, so.
I'm not checking in.
All right, looking for a nice pile drive. Nice. Get a health back denial. There it is. Got a pick on Juno. I mean, so far, so good. Right?
All hands to the objective.
Pause. And you said, so Ball's role is to distract the backline? Okay, it's not necessarily distract the backline. Ball's role is to be a nuisance. And that's really, like, what you're supposed to do. So, like, so far, watching the Wrecking Ball there, I'm going, you know what? Not bad. You're being a nuisance. You're in their backline. You're making plays. You're doing this. You're doing that. Like, I'm okay with that, right? Like, everything there seems, like, fine to me on that one. Like, everything seems fine so far. Your teammates dying is not really on you. It's on your teammates. Now, we'll kind of circle back for a second, because I think people will be like, yeah, but, like, what do you do if, like, you have a Wrecking Ball on your team and I don't have a shield to hide behind? That is why I always talk about positioning, because each tank has different ways that you need a position to play. It could be, even if you have a Winston, you might need a position a little bit differently to be able to help with some of the backline pressure, right? So a lot of the time, while players want to immediately blame, like, a Wrecking Ball or one of their tanks because they're not directly in front of them, just basically making sure they're fine, what that means is, it generally means it's the player's bad position and that's getting them killed, or the other team is playing it well. Now, obviously, if they keep running your team down, maybe make an adjustment, etc. But this just seems like your teammates are getting killed in, like, out of position spots, and then their first default strategy is to blame the tank rather than to look at what's happening, which is just position better. You just go to angles, you play corners, you make it hard for them. That allows your Wrecking Ball to freely run around the map, and it's like a win-win. But players just, if they don't have a Rhine shield in front of them, their positioning becomes really bad. And that's what's happening there. So far, though, like I said, I'll watch the whole game, but
I can hear you here.
health pack awareness. I think what you want to do in that situation is actually go through the doorway where the pedal is. You had a time in, and grab a health pack there. See, you got it now, but I think you should have started with that. See, like, that whole sequence, none of that's really on you. I mean, a Reaper killed, like, 4 in your back line. Nothing you can do about that. You distracted point for a while. So far, so good. Yeah. Only thing I would have done differently there is immediately after Alton, I would have went for the health pack rather than trying to kill the Life Weaver. Only because at that point they start looking away from you, and you might be able to get out there and do a little bit more, but they died to a Reaper ultimate in the back line, so nothing you can do about that. The trail will be Overwatch 3 and every hero's Kiriko? Maybe. That's on your Mercy, by the way, if your Mercy dies there. I guess the part I don't understand here is how they can default to blaming the Wrecking Ball when, like, your teammates are just dying to a Reaper in like, your backline. Like, you can't save that issue. Like, you could technically go a defensive hero, but, like, that's all... I don't know. Okay. I mean, this is the problem. Like, why is... Okay. And it's actually funny because I wasn't quite sure if like, sometimes when you get a description, they'll be like, okay, the Reaper's in the back line doing this and that. Your teammates can't sit here and lose multiple people to this Reaper back here and then blame the tank. And this is what I mean by perceived value, right? Where you're on the cart, basically stopping the cart the whole time, keeping them distracted. Meanwhile, there's one Reaper in the spawn killing you. And that's one of those problems where that becomes like, that's more on your teammates, like being able to deal with one Reaper behind you, right? More than it is you're on Wrecking Ball. You said lower ranked players don't do well with Wrecking Ball. He said, let's be honest. I mean, I never once didn't say that's not the case with that one, with Wrecking Ball. It's because a lot of players want to default behind playing it with a shield. And when that happens, that becomes an issue, right? Like when there isn't a shield, players generally get a bit more frustrated. It's the same reason why Orisa has a low win rate, right? Because Orisa, as you can see in like top 500, can be played to this level of like frustration where like Orisa can, have a 55 to 60% win rate. But then you flip that around to, let's say, in gold, right? Where, Orisa will have a low win rate because Orisa doesn't have a shield. I guarantee you, if Orisa had a shield, Orisa's win rate would go up by like 5% in a lot of ranks. Yeah, Wrecking Ball, Reaper in the backline doing what Reaper's doing, like that is, there's no way they can blame you for that. And that's the problem. Oh, okay, well that'd be nice though at least. I mean, but like, once again, just to pause, there's just no way that your team can get mad at you in this type of situation when they're getting rolled by a Reaper. Because you basically just held the card here for almost like a minute and a half, and meanwhile they're over here getting rolled by one Reaper. I just don't get like where that's on the tank. That's the part I don't get. Like look at the kill feed. The rogue keyboard from the Ramatra when they sat there. Yeah, I saw it. It's been a pretty good ball game. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Dude, there's zero chance that your teammates are blaming you when your teammates are blaming you for any of this situation. There's a 0% chance that your teammates see what's going on here and go, oh, Wrecking Ball, what are you doing? Right? Like, there's no way. Like, this game would already be like 6 minutes on the clock if it wasn't for you just going on point the whole time. Nah, there's no way! Dude, what the dude? There's no way that dude! I gotta pause for a second. Okay. There is just a 0% chance that your team has decided that this game is your fault in any form. I am sorry, but there is a 0% chance that they can sit here and listen. Someone said, oh yeah, but like, wouldn't you expect the tank to go back and help? Dude, this is a deeper problem than that. If a Reaper can go into the back line and consistently get this many kills when Reaper is, don't get me wrong, I know Reaper in a lot of ranks can do really well, but like, dude, once you get if you shoot at the Reaper just a little bit and force out their fade, or whatever the ability's called, like, this ain't gonna happen. Like, this tank has, the best way to explain it is this. I've watched this tank be on the cart the whole game, and there's 2 minutes left on the clock purely because the Wrecking Ball has done a great job keeping their back line, not even helping their Reaper. It's not like there's a whole team up there helping the Reaper. It is just a Reaper by themselves killing the whole team. And that is a problem of a team issue more than it is the Wrecking Ball. Oh, man. I mean, this Reaper's been popping. I don't even know what to say. I imagine this is around the time where your teammates are saying something. I would say worry about this issue later. Be there on your team. I want to point that out. Because, like, your team already died there, and I know you'll probably be on the back line for a while and helping, but... I can answer that question. You said, would D.Va not help in that situation? I'm going to be honest with you. If you're asking your D.Va to play a very, very defensive playstyle, it's not going to go well for your team. D.Va is a hero now that they've really tried to push into being more of a backline presence hero. So could a D.Va help with the Reaper? Yes, but like, if you've noticed, this is more of a issue that their teammate is getting too much value for what is happening. So if the D.Va's there to help with the Reaper, there's a very high chance that your teammates end up just struggling. At the same time, yeah, you could be right in the sense of like, try something different, see if it works, right? I've done that on tank where like I'm having good moments on tank, but I'm just like, damn, like, you know, I feel like I'm playing well on D.Va, but this just isn't working. I need to switch off and help in some way, and that can be helpful. But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily on the Wrecking Ball to deal with. If it was a Reaper and like, let's say like the Juno was going backline, I can understand like, okay, you need to help at that point. There's a little bit more assistance, but this has been one singular Reaper, for the most part, going into your backline and getting kills. And that, to me, becomes that is a team issue more than it is a Wrecking Ball issue, right? Because the major issue we're having here is that apparently the Wrecking Ball's team has put full blame on the Wrecking Ball for the results of what's happening in this game so far. And from what I'm watching, I disagree. Straight up. I just disagree. They killed the Reaper! I know! Look at that, your team won a team fight. By the way, that might be the first team fight your team has won, and there's 40 seconds left on the clock because if you stall on point for so long. Straight up. I just want to point that out. I think that's the first team fight, maybe the second team fight your team's won the whole game. And then now there's 18 seconds left. I like this. You're going to go for a pile drive play? Yeah, why not? There's the Reaper. I would help a little bit in a second here. Help with that cooldown. Or ping the Reaper. Like, help in some form. This part's confusing. Okay. It worked out. So I'm not even going to... If it works, it works. I'll be real with you. considering that the Reaper probably has about 8 times the kills of your whole team combined. I don't know. I'm probably making that number up, but what I will say is, outside of a little bit of indecisiveness there, I try to engage them a little bit sooner. I know you got kills, but you don't want to give them an opportunity to win that. And once you let them get to a certain point, it becomes a lot easier for them to win that. But if anything, your teammates should be thanking you that they didn't cap the point with 5 minutes. Because if it wasn't for you on the cart the whole time while their Reaper was 1v4 and your teammates in the back line, this game would be it would be a score of 3 with like 2.5 minutes on the clock, if not more, because of how quickly that Reaper was getting kills. What rank is this? Gold, I think? I don't remember. I always forget. That's an unlucky start. Yeah, that's... Go left side. Go left side hallway to get behind them. Go to your left. Okay, I mean, if you want to run it down that way, you can, but I think going around the other way just gives you more health back. I mean, but hey, if it works, it works, so. Doing a good job pulling them away. You have health back up there, go up the stairs. So far, so good. Teammate died to a Junkrat. You're on point, pulling him back. You've had 3 turn for you, and your teammates are all dead.
Soldier 76 is reporting for
I guess at this point, I would try to pull them. Maybe. There's one way you can help here, and I think this is a good way to look at it, is try to help and engage this way, so that way you can create space for your teammates. Because I will say, this is what your teammates' point of view is going to look like. So if you want to help them get to point, don't be afraid to like rotate around this part of the map to kind of distract them and let, because so that way your teammates can follow up, because you're doing a good job of pulling them back, but it's really hard for your teammates to be able to follow up during that. This goes for like any tank. So don't be afraid to, like, if the Orisa's going to chase you around to eventually get your engagement point here, you have a couple of like spots you can do that from. I think that'll just help your teammates get to the choke. But I mean, they are getting distracted by you, that's for sure. So, Junkrat's above you. I just saw him go flying in the air. Yeah. Hey, they all fell back, so you're good. Not bad. Tied. Yep. Give shields to your teammates. It's good. Your Bastion's out of position. Still got the kills. Hey, ended up working out. They ended up getting through the choke because the other team just fell back. Which, by the way, if you're the other team, don't give it the choke that easily. Like, maybe if you wanted your Orisa to do that, but don't give it the choke that easily. That's a really easy choke to hold. Not bad. Not bad at all. You can definitely ult that. It's a good ult. Kind of keeps the Orisa distracted, so it's a free kill for your team. No. Either way, it's fine. I'm okay with that, because you still build your ultimate when you pop your mines. So if you didn't notice, like, even though the mines are down, you still build your next ultimate. So hey, you cleared out some space for your team, distracted them well enough, and you built up close to 30% of your next ult. As long as your teammates don't Moira ult. I mean, I think the first thing to do is blame Wrecking Ball for that Moira ultimate. I think we all can agree. If this tank wasn't playing Wrecking Ball, that Moira wouldn't have done that. That's all I'm saying. Spectating? Heck yeah, love to hear it. What is the person that submitted? Their team is blaming them for this game. Like, they're getting flamed the whole time. They didn't say they deserved another rank. They just, like, want to make sure that what they're doing is correct. And, like, for the most part, they've been fine. Like, I haven't even seen too many, like, couple decision-making points, but I think those become pretty apparent, and we brought them up when we have. So, and that the decision-making's like, you know, creating a better engagement point for your teammates, and that's like very minuscule on what I'm. Yeah. It really just comes down to their team is just struggling in pretty much every aspect when it comes to anytime there's any pressure. So don't be afraid to just reset for a second. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's okay to settle. Just wait. Okay, even your teammate gave you a healing station. What a kind teammate. Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna get a pile drive on that one, which is, hey, listen, you're clearing the high ground. That's okay. I just could tell you weren't gonna have the momentum. Health pack awareness. Health pack awareness has been very good. I've been very happy with it. As a Wrecking Ball player, by the way, anybody learning ball, health pack awareness is very key. And I want to point this out for any Wrecking Ball player because I have seen a few Wrecking Ball players that will mention this, and I just need to point this out. If you are a Wrecking Ball player who's demanding heals from your teammates the whole time, you're probably playing Wrecking Ball pretty incorrectly. I just want you to know that. Your job as a Wrecking Ball is to self-sustain and to occasionally get healed. It's not to be pocketed and healed the whole time. If you're playing Wrecking Ball, you need to be good at two things. Your movement, to know... Well, you need to be... Two of these things you need to be good at. There's a bunch of other stuff, but your movement needs to be really good to get out of like situations where they're doing a lot of damage to you. And two, you need to be able to heal yourself up consistently and stay at full HP. It's not on your teammates, right? It's the same thing as like if you're playing Tracer. It's the same thing as if you're playing as Tracer. It's not on your teammates to keep you fully healed the whole time. You know, obviously if it's Zenyatta, yeah, put an orb on the Tracer, but it's on you to survive. Doomfist, kind of, yeah. Doomfist, in my opinion, has a bit more capability of getting back to the team in like a safe way. It's interesting because Wrecking Ball and Doom have really good mobility, but Doom has the ability to like get out of there. Wrecking Ball has to roll back and like do all these like different routes and might be a harder target to hit sometimes just because of like the unpredictable movement, right? Doomfist is a little bit more predictable. So, yeah. Good heal by your Moira. Good job getting the health pack. Good flanks. Oh, nice one clip. Would I say Wrecking Ball's health pool is busted at like in the hacked game mode? Yeah, I mean, but the hacked game mode isn't really balanced like for that, so I know what you're saying. I mean, it depends. I don't know. It depends where Somber's at, right? This is just like a good ult coming up in a second. Yeah, use... Oh, damn, this Junkrat trap has been good. Like, it's just like... Oh, there you go, you're good. You can ult it if you want to, just to all-in and guarantee it. I'm okay with this. Is it an over-ult? Yes, but I think, like, when there's this much time in the clock, just get the damn point. You know what I mean? Just don't take any chances, get the point. I've done that before where I'll play it too safe, and then we lose it because like my ult management's, like, too safe. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. What is this? Is your teammate typing to you? Once again, worry about that later. Worry about that later. They did say that their teammate was still crap talking them, saying that's their fault. That probably didn't help your teammate. Okay. That, believe it or not, you've had some like small mistakes this game. That was the first one that I've seen you make. Like a really bad one. Like don't hard feed that one. Don't. You don't have to force it at that point. Remember, they're on their back foot now, especially with the card is. The last thing you want to do is give them a free pick. Win or lose here, that's just trying to do too much. You've already gotten here by, like, playing it smart and efficient. Don't go in and feed there. Because that's how you just lose a game. Obviously, I think you're going to have time and... I don't know, it's hard to say because they have some good ults coming up, but... You know, don't give them that... Don't give them a free pick there, is what I'm saying. The rank is gold. Lost Penguin, thanks for the 13 months for the previous round. Thank you. Thanks for 13 months.
30 seconds.
Backing away. There you go. Huge pile drive. Good pick by your soldier on the May. Oh, that's gonna be huge for your team. Nice pile drive. Good help. You might win off of that play. Oh, your teammates got on the point just in time. Good job. And there you go. You got the win. My first reaction to winning that game would be to get really mad at my teammate and tell them how bad they were, right? That's the way to go about it. I don't know. Listen, you played fine. I think your teammates were just... They wanted someone to blame right away when the Reaper was in their backline rolling them the whole time, and then because you weren't the only one there while they were getting rolled by Reaper, it was clearly your fault. I'll be honest with you, and your teammates probably won't see this. You helped win this game, like, massively. Think about this. The other team was constantly getting kills in your backline to the point where your team wasn't even getting a limbs for, like, 4 or 5 minutes. Because of you just, like, sitting there the whole time, and stopping the cart allowed for you to win the one team fight that mattered on defense, which led to the victory here. Straight up, I think you popped off and you played well. I can look at the Reaper's point of view for like a minute. I probably won't go too far, but yeah, the only thing I would say, and I'll just help right now before I do that, the one thing I would want you to work on is just get a little bit better on almost your pathing. And what I mean by that is sometimes like you would go the opposite way of where it would make sense to go. Like, remember first point defense, you went for like the mini rather than going for like the health pack, you know, the little health pack like in the corner and things like that. I just would like to see you understand where the strength of where Wrecking Ball is, but for the most part, you played well. You had one feed moment that wasn't, yeah, it didn't end up mattering, but like outside of that, like you played well, good rotations. Only other thing I'd work on is you can practice this in anything. Just go practice your close range movement. Any Wrecking Ball player can benefit from that. Whether you're like the best Wrecking Ball or the worst one, just constantly having close range movement. Those are the really good Wrecking Balls. So overall, good play. But yeah, the Reaper, the problem was that like your team, like in the first half here, was just getting rolled by a Reaper. Like this Reaper was doing whatever they wanted. Like this was like a whole sequence for a while. Like I'm just going to a random spot. Like this whole time, this Reaper was in the back line just doing this. Like there's no way a Reaper should be able to just do this the whole time to your team. You see what I mean? Like this is what I was trying to say. This was not on the Wrecking Ball at any point. Like this Reaper should be dead already. Okay, they use their fade cooldown and they're back in. Yeah, I'm just saying that they just this is not on Wrecking Ball. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I was able to play Reaper and do this, I would dominate the whole time with the way that their backline's playing. I would get dominated the whole time. Because eventually you just look at the Reaper and they have to use their cooldown. Like, this Reaper is still alive. Keep in mind, this is later in the game. This Reaper was doing this for 3 minutes prior. Do you see? Like this was happening. Like, let me go back even further. Like, look at this. This is when, like, the Wrecking Ball was on the cart the whole time. How is that the Wrecking Ball's fault? Now, keep in mind, the Wrecking Ball holds that cart for the next minute. By the way.
Area denied.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, I think we've seen enough, right? You get my point? Is like, no matter what they can sit there and blame the Wrecking Ball all day long, but like that was what was happening for the majority of the game, which is why I said the Wrecking Ball did a really good job of keeping your team in the game. Like this Wrecking Ball actually, because of the way they played and kept their teammates alive while a Wrecking Ball was in their backline just rolling people, is pretty damn impressive. Like, that was a really good job by the Wrecking Ball. So, you know, obviously it sucks that your teammates were just trying to, like, put full blame on you and tell you that you were playing terrible and you were bad, and, like, the enemy, like, the other team didn't even shoot at you because they thought you were, like, you played that well. So, good job on you, you know, getting the dub, grinding the win out. Work on some of the things we said, and you can absolutely climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. Yeah, you can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day.